I, Dr. Sushma Yadav, in this exhibition, a printmaker artist from New Delhi, India, and my mentor is Anupam Sud, Jyoti Bhatt, Reni Dumal, Pide Dumal, Vijay Bagori. I'm really blessed to have such talented and extraordinary, really great teachers, great artists, great human beings, the one who taught me and made me to enter in the field of printmaking. So here is one of my print, The Lost in Art, which talks about ये पूरी जो प्रिंट है इसमें एक लेडी बैठी हुई है, मी माई सेल्फ सिटिंग. जो पीछे आपको बिल्डिंग दिख रही है वो शिकागो के एक फाइन आर्ट्स म्यूजियम की बिल्डिंग है, जो इसका रिफ्लेक्शन मिरर में आ रहा है. आई एम सिटिंग ऑन द स्टेयर्स और मैं सोच रही हूँ कुछ, और बिल्कुल ही आर्ट में खोई हुई हूँ. ये मैंने दिखाया है इस आर्ट वर्क के अंदर. एंड दिस इज़ बेसिकली एचिंग प्रिंट है ये, जो कि मेटल पे होता है. एचिंग जो होती है वो 3 मेटल्स पे की जाती है, कॉपर प्लेट, जिंक प्लेट एंड आयरन प्लेट. ये मेरा काम पर्टिकुलरली जिंक पे मैंने किया है. एंड आई यूज टू डू बिग एचिंग्स, जिसमें मुझे एक हिस्ट्री क्रिएट करनी है इंडिया में, एंड अ न्यू लैंग्वेज आई वांट टू गिव टू माय कंट्री थ्रू माय आर्ट वर्क्स. दैट कुछ नया जो अभी तक छापा चित्रकला में हुआ नहीं है, उस चीज़ को मैं दर्शा रही हूँ कि मैं पूरी तरह से आर्ट में खोई हुई हूँ. और जो जैसे ये इंडियन वुमेन है, हमारा इंडियन ट्रेडिशनल ड्रेस साड़ी है, और उसके ऊपर भी मैंने आर्ट वर्क्स बनाए हैं. ये जो आर्ट वर्क्स आपको यहाँ नज़र आ रहे हैं, ये माइकल एंजेलो ने जो 16 चैपल में आर्ट वर्क किया है. आई रियली ब्लेस्ड टू विजिट इटली ट्वाइस. मेरे को मौका मिला इटली में म्यूज़ियम्स, गैलरीज, फित्सी म्यूज़ियम्स देखने का. तो उस दौरान मैंने 3 घंटे लगा करके फ्लोर पे लेट करके इतने करीब से माइकल एंजेलो के वर्क्स को देखा. तब मेरे दिमाग में आया कि आई वॉन्ट टू क्रिएट समथिंग न्यू थ्रू माई आर्ट वर्क्स, कि कैसे माइकल एंजेलो ने रिक्लाइंग पोजीशन में होके ये म्यूरल बनाया होगा. एंड ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम जबकि कितना मुश्किल होता था. अब नाउअडेज ईच एंड एवरी फैसिलिटी इज़ देयर, टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी एडवांस हो गई है. सो व्हाई आई नॉट create something new and innovative through my prints. This is one of my language कि हमारे आर्ट वर्क पे भी हमारे अंदर जो होता है वो छिपा रहता है, बट एक आर्टिस्ट को वो नज़र आता है कि हमारे आर्ट वर्क्स के अकॉर्डिंग ही हमारी ड्रेसिंग सेंस हो जाती है, और वी कैन ईजिली मेक इट आउट द पर्सनैलिटी दैट दिस ह्यूमन बीइंग इज़ अ म्यूजिशियन, डांसर और एन आर्टिस्ट और अ प्रिंट मेकर. क्योंकि हमारी बॉडी लैंग्वेज, हमारी पर्सनैलिटी एक आर्टिस्ट की उसी तरह से निकलती है. तो इसमें माइन्यूटली मैंने डिटेल्स को कैप्चर किया है. एंड द प्रोसेस इज़ दैट कि पहले लाइन एचिंग होती है, उसको हम करते हैं मेटल प्लेट पे. एंड बिफोर द लाइन एचिंग वी हैव टू प्लान इट, द ड्राइंग हमारी क्या होगी, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली टू द साइज ऑफ द प्लेट, जो हमारा प्लेट का साइज है उसी साइज की हमें ड्राइंग करनी होती है. देन वी हैव टू ट्रांसफर दैट ड्राइंग upon the plate. That is a technical process and it's a very long and lengthy. Without going in the art school you can't do. You have to have proper education in the field of printmaking. You have to learn the certain techniques, then only you can do it. It's not like simply you can draw and shade it and simply you play with the colors upon the canvas. It's very much technical. And after that I have done 7 layers of aqua tint again and again to get the tones, minute details, and to play with the light and dark shade to create a super realism through, and the chiaroscuro effect, the light and dark shade in this particular print. आपने जो ये लाइन्स इस पिलर पे नज़र आ रही है, दिस पिलर इज़ आल्सो बिलोंग फ्रॉम द इटली ओनली. मैंने इटली में जो पिलर्स देखे उस टाइम के, रोमन टाइम के, एंड द आर्किटेक्चर रियली इंस्पायर्ड मी अलॉट, कि आज भी वो उसी तरह से नए दिखते हैं कि जैसे कल ही बने हो, लेकिन इतना अच्छे से मेंटेन किया है उन्होंने. तो आई जस्ट कैप्चर दैट हेयर. और जो ये बिल्कुल वाइट लाइन है, दिस इज़ ऑल डन बाय स्क्रैपिंग एंड बर्निशिंग. बर्निशिंग इतना टूल से किया जाता है जिसमें कि लाइट एंड डार्क शेड को हम मर्ज करते हैं, एंड एक्वाटेंट से हम इस पर शेड्स डालते हैं प्लेट पे. दैट्स गिव अस द टोन्स ऑफ ब्लैक एंड वाइट. वेयर वी वांट जस्ट अ jet white, we have to block that area, and where I want jet black, we have to etch it for specific time in the acid. So it's technical plus a lengthy process, but you need time to develop this skill. So this is the journey of my 40 years. 30 years I spent mostly the time in print only. I have done my master's from MS University Baroda, and in 2004, after that I got an opportunity to learn some good techniques in Western Michigan University through my Fulbright fellowship, and I'm really lucky to get INLEX fellowship, Fulbright fellowship, and HRD fellowship, and Gujarat Lalit Kala fellowship, and 3 years back I got International Print Biennale Award, which is really a great award for me in the field of printmaking. And in that print I have just done, because I'm really a good social worker. I worked for the prisoners for more than 1 year in Tihar, in certain number of jails, particularly with the women for 6 months. So that work I done, 2 or 3 works of my print making etchings are really inspired by the prisoners, the history, their lifestyles, how their life is there, and how the survival is difficult if the female enters in the prisoners one, and if there is no fault also. Society is really not accepting the female in the same way. So during that time I made few females to learn the skill so that they can earn good for their survival. So I try to open there with Director General, who is my elder brother, and Sudhir Yadav, IPS officer, retired from Delhi. So he is the DG during that time, and I just given him an idea and the vision to open an art school for them, and he did that. So it's really a big thing which is done, and he had opened a jail for new, which is a long, lengthy, and it's just going on the project, the jail of Mandoli, where also I got an opportunity to work, but I just worked there for 1 month during his time. And after that I'm in the field of education. I'm teaching and training the teachers in SCERT, and training the B.Ed students, DLED students, and making good artists. And nowadays NEP 2020 is talking about the skilled based education. So I'm teaching them the local skills, art skills, so that children can develop their own skills with the education, and they can run their livelihood in the better way. And from the artists like Jyoti Bhatt, Anupam Sud, Nini Dumal, I have learned this, Vijay Bagodi, that with the job you can always be creative, always carry your career with the art also, because if you are a practitioner artist, along with if you are teaching in a college as a professor also, and you carry your skills, that is a really plus point for the students. Students will learn how my teacher is doing. You can easily inspire your students, and you can really create an history in India also as a better teacher, as a better human being, and you are always surrounded by the students. Students, I feel they love art. They love art teachers, they love music teachers, and their dance teachers, because they are skillful and they are equally strong in their theory also, because of their education and as they are practitioner artists. And now I'm moving towards my second artwork, which is a title Picnic. This is also again a big etching, and in this picnic I have shown many figures are there and many renowned personality like Praveen Babi is there. I'm really like that the way her acting is really so wonderful, and the body gesture for me, like she is the Venus. Every human being, every female is the Venus, goddess. So, and there another lady who is sitting here, Meena Kumari. So, see, on the body of the Meena Kumari, you can see the posters of her movie actually. And this is John F. Kennedy, a famous politician from America, and Abraham Lincoln. I have read the book. I really inspired the story of Jacqueline Kennedy and the relation about their personal relations. So it's really inspire me a lot and make me to this artwork. There is a Jacqueline who is sitting. John F. Kennedy is there because he always surrounded by the woman, and Jacqueline loves him so much. So that's why I integrated both the figures here. And Abraham Lincoln, because he believes he is also a good leader. So after that, you can see me myself in a western dress sitting and knitting, because wherever we go we always integrate with our culture, we live with our culture. So here in India, women used to stitch for their children, weave sweaters in the even winter seasons, and that, so that way I'm doing. And this is the same can, and local craftsmen, those in India make the sitting chairs and all. So I integrate Western with Indian themes, and I want to revive the history also. In history, we will not forget the time of Renaissance, we will not forget the time of Impressionism, that the great artists, those who contributed in the field of art. Like here in the film industry, like this Parveen Bobby is there, and then Jeena Taman is there, then here Marshall Duchamp is there, very famous artist. He done with a few works with the pot and all. You can see the, especially the artwork on his t-shirt. And then here you can see that Monet and Manet sitting together with the artwork. A famous painting, Luncheon on the Grass, really inspired me a lot. And many artists did the artwork, Luncheon on the Grass, in the different way, oil on canvas. But especially I want to create a better than that effect in the etching. I use that composition, but in my own way. More figures are there, and Indian actresses are there, Western actresses there, and then with the artworks on their dress, which is I developed on my own language, and each and every tree and the grass details, and the back of the grass, the figures are sitting, they are enjoying in the park, the water is there, seaside. So you can see each and every minute details are there, like each and every fruit, the wine and the wine glasses you can see, and how deeply I created the tones in between, like black and white, the jet black, then how grey came, and then lighter tone, and then the white. So it takes 6 months to complete this particular work. So it's not easy. To plan a composition is also not easy. The composition skill I really learned from Baroda. I'm really blessed that I'm a student of MS University Baroda, and right arm, now I'm very thankful of SCRT and my institute, the one who really gives me space to enjoy my artwork, gives me time to interact with my students, and I can work in my own office also on Saturdays, Sundays, and during after the classes. And my students also learn from me, they also enjoyed, and I really want to create the history of big prints in India. I have done 50 big etchings, and I had my solo in Habitat Art Center in the month of March, and I'm planning to create a history of 100 big works. I really don't know in how many years it will take to finish me, but I really want to create something new, innovative, technical, skillful through my etchings, give my message to India. As an artist, each and every woman is important, and being a feminist artist, I really want to inspire with many female artists, and really wants to give the message to each and every girl of India to came out with the skill, talent, and show to our country that we are here and we have born up with such a beautiful culture.
इसमें हर तरह का एक मैनली प्रोसेस है सारा एचिंग में, जैसा कि आपने बताया कि उसमें आप मेटल्स के साथ खेलते हैं और उसके ऊपर एचिंग करते हैं, फिर एसिड भी उसमें इन्वॉल्व है, कहीं पे टॉर्च भी इन्वॉल्व है उसको बर्न करने के लिए, वो उसको कंपोज करने के लिए. सो बीइंग अ लेडी, बीइंग अ वुमन, आपके लिए कितना मुश्किल है ये सब कर पाना?
ये सब कोई भी कार्य ना मुश्किल नहीं होता अगर हम ठान लें कि हमें ये करना है, और जहाँ हमने ठान लिया वहाँ फिर मंजिल दूर नहीं होती, और हमारे हौसले बुलंद है तो हमें मंजिल मिल ही जाती है. जो मैं कहना चाहती हूँ कि ये मुझे शुरू में टफ लगता था बिकॉज सो मैनी केमिकल्स एंड इट्स रियली हार्मफुल आल्सो फॉर लंग्स, फॉर ब्रीदिंग, फॉर आवर इनर इम्यून सिस्टम आल्सो। बिकॉज कि इसमें सबसे पहले मैं बताऊं कि एचिंग जब हम करते हैं मेटल पे और बाइट कराते हैं वो नाइट्रिक एसिड में होता है, और नाइट्रिक एसिड इटसेल्फ इज़ वेरी हार्मफुल, इट्स नॉट ओपनली अवेलेबल। उसके लिए भी आपको यू नीड अ पर्टिकुलर आई कार्ड ऑफ एन आर्टिस्ट और अ इंस्टीट्यूट to buy that acid. I set up my studio long time back in 2007 when I came back from Fulbright. I started working in Gallerie also, but my most of the time goes in traveling and it kills my time, and I don't find that place because each and every time the press is not available. Sometimes the quality you want that in your work you can't focus particularly in your artwork over there. So that time I decided to set up my own studio long time back. Then I set up my studio, but after setting my studio I started doing Ph.D in the field of printmaking because I want to learn and interview the artist and how they develop the skill so that I can also develop my language in a different way. So my Ph.D also helped me in that way. And first we have to put the ground on the plate. After that we have to draw the line drawing with a needle, and then we have to put our plate in the nitric acid, and you have to know how much the acid is strong. Sometimes you read 1:14, sometimes 1:10. It's depend upon the artist how much strong or the weak acid is required for the particular artwork. After that you have to create the different tones, different textures. If you want to create a texture, then you have to again put that ground, again go with the same process with the nitric acid. Then for the tones, I have done in each and every work 5 to 7 times the aquatant is repeated in my work, because to create a particular tone, jet black here like the dog, I have done for like etching in the 1:12 ratio. I put my plate and had a bath for like around 6 to 7 minutes. Sometimes you get the tones, if the acid is strong, 1:6, you get the jet black within like 2-3 minutes. So it depends upon the strength of the acid and upon the artist, the quality which she or he wants to maintain in his artwork. So after that, where I want really white, I scrape it and burnish it and get the same tones. And if something, a minute mistake happened, you have to repeat that 1 month process again. And even my fingers, the shape of my fingers also changed because of the scraping continuously and burnishing in this particular print. And this paper is specially made in England, a Somerset paper, acid free, GSM 300 is used for to get the excellent quality in printing. I have a big etching press in my studio so that I can do triptych works. I have done 3 big works of which really requires lots of time, lots of energy and patience, because inking and taking out the print and wiping itself is a very technical process, and all the time we play with chemicals, roll of benzene, roll of rosine, which is really harmful for our health, but without that we can't get these tones. I experiment in non-toxic printmaking also, but unfortunately that is not a cup of my tea, and I'm not able to get that finest detail with that medium. So I really want to continue with non-toxic materials and want to create a history in printmaking in India.